All right, guys, what's going on today? I just got done with the lift. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to a track meet, a high school track meet for some of the kids that I train with. So that's what I'm going to right now. I didn't do much of an intro at the beginning of this video, so this is gonna be my intro. I'll tell you what we did. I did some broad jumps to start. Those felt really unathletic. Then I hit a top single for back squat at 565, followed by 3 back offsets. I came into this session dog tired. I was up at 5 for a client, 6 for a client, 8 a.m. for a client, and then I was on my feet at our store from like 9:30 to 3, maybe 3:15. So I got started with this lift later than I usually lift. I usually lift sometime in the middle of the day. And I really came into this lift not feeling that great, but the squats, I moved the squats really well, so I was really happy with that. Then I hit some close grip deficit bench press. That felt decent, and then some stiff leg dead. So I got some questions answered for you guys. But yeah, that's what we did today. I appreciate you guys watching. Enjoy the video. Haven't done just like single effort broad jumps in a long time, really long time. It kind of feels foreign to me right now. I'll get the chalk out in a second. Start marking them. All right. There we go. It's really nice outside right now. I think it's like 68 degrees, no wind. It's kind of cloudy. It almost looks like it's gonna rain. I'm really debating getting my squat rack out here and just squatting outside. It takes a little bit more effort having to bring that squat rack, the barbell, the plates out here, but it might be worth it today. First time being able to lift outside this spring/summer, so I might as well do it. Take advantage of this nice day. Oh. Man, it's 4:02 right now. I usually don't work out this late, but I wasn't able to work out in the middle of the day. I had a client at 5, 6, and 8 a.m. and then from about 9:30 to until about 3:15, I was at our store working there, so I wasn't able to train during the middle of the day. I have so much respect and empathy towards people who have long hours like that and they still train. So I do want to train. I still find this enjoyable. I just don't have the same enthusiasm to it right now after that long day and being up early, being on my feet all day. Still don't have like the same enthusiasm I usually do. Obviously I'm still gonna get it done, and because this is a hobby for me, it's entertainment, I enjoy it, and obviously the health benefits from training. But like, I totally understand people who have long hours, long work days, and then they don't want to train. I totally get it, because this is not feeling that great right now. All right, 470 for a triple here, a warm-up triple. My best rep ever is 0.49, so let's see if I can beat 0.49 on this first rep, and then 2 more after that. Oh yeah, 0.66. Yeah. The thing I like about squatting and just using this rack is if I dump it too aggressively by being lazy, it's gonna fall over, so it just forces you to control it back into the rack. I think that's good for you. All right, 545 for a single. So this is the weight for the past 3 consecutive squat sessions that I hit for triples. And I did progress in terms of average velocity each week. So this should move pretty well, even though my body's telling me it's not going to. But that previous triple at 480 as a warm-up felt pretty good. So move this one well, and I hit my top single. Yeah, 0.48. And my previous best was 0.45. Your body lies to you sometimes, man. I'm gonna go 565, just a 20-pound jump. Try to move it really well. And I'll save, I got a few more weeks for this cycle. So I'll save those really heavy weights for the next couple of weeks. Move this one well at 565. All right, so 565 here. My previous best in terms of velocity is 0.30. So if I can move it faster than 0.30, I think I'll be pretty happy. Even if it's a grinder, I think I'll be happy because of how my legs feel, and it's been a long day. So either way, if I just, yeah, I'm training, it's a good day that I'm able to train, so I'm not going to complain. Yeah. 0.36. Nice. Now I really have the urge to jump up, but I don't think it's a good idea. Next week I'll do like 575 or maybe 580 if I feel better. All right, first back off here at 530 to make it a good set. So are you a kinesiologist? Do you denounce the field of exercise science? I don't denounce the field of exercise science. However, I'm pretty open about my criticisms of like the research and publications, how their exercise science research is just so limited, and it's not very good. There's a lot of poor research out there regarding exercise science. So no, I don't denounce the field. It's just the research isn't very good, and I'm very critical of it. What is my height and weight? I'm 5'10", and as of this morning, I was 237. I started the Haas Project 2 weighing 227, so I'm up 10 pounds. I started this on January 6th. Today is April 21st, so I'm up 10 pounds in 3.5 months. How would you program Nordic hamstring curls, sets, and reps? I'm actually going to make a video on this about like body weight exercises, but you just got to be, you have to know the population you're working with. You have to know the demographics, because obviously a body weight exercise is not just a body weight exercise in terms of it, just because it's body weight, it's not the same stimulus from person to person. So like an offensive lineman, they're going to reach, just for the sake of simplicity, let's say they start at 90-degree knee angle. By the time they move like 5 to 7 degrees, and let's just say they go from 90 to 83-degree knee angle, they're just going to drop because their hamstrings aren't strong enough to support their body weight. But you get someone who's like a lot smaller than an offensive lineman, it's going to be a lot easier for them to control that lowering. So the stimulus is not going to be matched from individual to individual just based on body size alone. So you just have to be prudent when you are programming them, and then understand if you want the stimulus to be relatively the same from person to person, you just have to tell them, you have to be a good coach. And here's the thing. You can just do 3 sets of 5, and that's a pretty good default starting sets and reps. And then you just provide assistance, provide resistance to people who need resistance and assistance. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit more elaborate way in another video. Next big piece of gym equipment you want for the garage. I'm getting a full new rack setup, a bunch of new bumper plates. What else am I'm getting a bunch of rack attachments. I'm getting like, they're called Alpha Arms. It's with Stray Dog Strength. So once all that stuff comes in, I'm obviously going to show you it. I'll make some YouTube videos kind of like demonstrating that stuff, but I'm getting a full new setup in there. You guys will see it in the next, I think it's supposed to come this week, honestly. So you guys will see it in the next few videos within the next couple of weeks. So I'll go over all my new equipment when that stuff comes in. But yeah, I'm getting a new rack, new bumper plates. I'm really excited for the rack. I'm really excited for the Alpha Arms. They're basically like jammer arms, but they're like free motion jammer arms. So I'm going to be able to use those for like rowing, some pressing, because I've always just had a barbell basically, and I have the adjustable dumbbells. So it's just going to be nice because I lift heavy weight, and like always having to use just a barbell, it's really demanding. So getting some sort of like machine-based thing is going to feel really good. Will, what's your opinion on bigger, faster, stronger? I volunteer assistant coach strength training at the local high school and this is what we do, but I hate it. I feel like it leaves a lot of gains on the table and hides it with success of novice effect newbie gains. Thanks for your content. I'm pretty sure in high school we ran bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, I sort of agree with your assessment. Like with the like high school kids, you can do basically anything. The thing that's good about bigger, faster, stronger, if I remember correctly, it's based on just like basic barbell exercises with some plyos, with some jumping. I think the bigger, faster, stronger does a lot of like extensive plyos as a warm-up, which I think is totally appropriate for high school kids. I guess, is it a lot of like 3 sets of 10? I don't really remember, I guess. I think it's probably pretty appropriate for most high school kids. I'm sure you could poke holes in it, I'm sure, and find areas to improve it, but I don't know, it's probably fine. I guess I have to become more familiar with it again. Do you think it's worth it, weight training before late stage puberty? I think the science says you would only get neural gains and wouldn't be able to build a lot of mass or strength until late stage finished puberty. Yeah, you're correct on that. Yeah, because once you're like, it's not until late stage puberty, it's not until puberty begins that your testosterone levels starts to increase, your growth hormone starts to increase, all those different hormones start to increase once you hit puberty, but it's not until like late stage puberty that it really ramps up. There's also a lot of other like growth factors, like peak height velocity kind of occurs at that time. So bone lengths are changing, which changes the way your ligaments and your tendons are attaching. But yeah, the neural gains are going to be the first improvements. So I guess I don't know what the question is. Do you think it's worth weight training? Yeah, it's worth weight training because you're still going to improve like motor control. You're going to develop good habits, learn appropriate techniques, improve body awareness, kinesthetic awareness. So I definitely think it's worth it as long as the kid is supervised. You're just not going to see like lean mass gains. You're not going to see tissue adaptations until late stage puberty, but it's definitely worth it. Ah. Exactly why I like using this rack. It makes you control it. 8 reps there at 475, not bad. All right, moving on to close grip deficit bench here. Got the fat grips on the bar for the deficit. Give me an extra maybe 3/4 of an inch or 1.5 inches. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna hit a single here at 315. This will be my final warm up. Then I'll decide what I'm gonna do for my top set, which is gonna be 3 to 5 reps. Then I got a giant set after that. Ugh. All right, top set here. Got 330 on the bar. 3, 4, or 5 reps. Pretty good set there. Got a giant set now of 12 to 15 reps. I'm gonna strip a little bit of weight off for that. All right, moving on to the giant set here. I got 320 on the bar, doing 12 to 15 reps. I'll find a question or two to answer during this. I've had 2 knee surgeries in the past 3 years because I've tore my ACL in the same knee twice. I want to squat, but I haven't found a comfortable squat variation yet. Any recommendations? Actually, dude, I have a client, same exact thing. She's had 3 knee surgeries in the past, I think, 3 years. 2022, 2023, 2024. Yeah, 3 knee surgeries in 3 years. And we just box squat her like Louis Simmons West Side style, wide stance, ass back, box squat, where you sit down, you relax, not relax, but you sit down, you kind of rock back, rock forward. And that's like the most comfortable squat variation she can do. She can back squat, she can front squat, but getting like deep knee flexion in those variations kind of hurt. She can Zercher squat, but like box squatting seems to be the most comfortable with it. Now, also like my experience box squatting if you do the sit down, wide stance, rock back, rock forward, yeah, it makes it more like a hip dominant, but you're still getting quad activation with that type of squat because you're still flexing and extending the knee. And I think just that rocking forward, that horizontal momentum of the center of mass kind of leading into you extending the knee, it just kind of helps a little bit. Now, from my experience, sometimes that bothers my patellar tendon, but for like a ligament, like an ACL or an LCL, MCL kind of injury, it doesn't seem to bother that. So I would try like the wide stance, West Side, Louis Simmons box squat. That'd be my first recommendation for you if you haven't tried that already. But I definitely understand how like free squatting, like back squatting, front squatting, especially front squatting, can really bother your knee. So try the box squat. I know you're good friends with Jake Turer and Austin Yoakum, so exclude them from this list. But if there's one other strength and conditioning coach or fitness influencer that you would want to train with, who would it be? I think that's a pretty easy question. Blaine McConnell. If I was just going to go train with someone, I've never trained with it. Me and Blaine have never met before in person, just like online. We've talked to each other. We collaborated on a program together. So if you guys don't know what that is, check it out. It's called Hoss Plus Unit. You can find it on my website. You probably can still find it on Blaine's website. But Blaine's just a unit, dude. He's a beast. Strong, explosive, fast, looks good. Like he has good aesthetics. So if there's one person that I could go train with, it would be him. Dylan Cooper's another guy that I think would be fun to train with. If there's like just someone that I could go hang out with, it'd probably be Alan Thrall. I think Alex Bromley would be fun to train with, go lift with him. I don't know, there's a lot of guys. I've never met Alec Blennis. Atlas Power Shrugged would be fun to go train with because he would get me to do a bunch of like weird old-time strongman type lifts, which I'm not very good at. Haven't done a lot of that stuff, but I did get his book, and I tried some of that stuff in his book, and I sucked at it, like the one-hand deadlifts. If there's one person I could go train with, it would be Blaine McConnell. And then the honorable mentions, I'm going to go with Dylan Cooper and Atlas Power Shrugged. All right, deficit stiff leg deads here. Top set of 3 to 5. Let's see how this goes. I got 517 on the bar. Okay, I just stripped down to 495. Giant set here. I'm going to try to get it done relatively quickly. This is kind of taking me a long time. Yeah, I'm 72 minutes in. This is such a humbling exercise, but I love it. This honestly, I think, is becoming my favorite, like, secondary pull. Deadlift number 1, stiff leg deads, and I really like it from a deficit too. Solid quality exercise. Humbling, but if you haven't done these, man, throw them in, see how you like them. I got a few more reps here, guys. I really don't have the cognitive energy, the mental energy to find another question to answer. So I'm going to cut it off there for the video. Appreciate you guys watching.